Welcome you to the PSCL semifinals here between the Lumberjacks and the Blue Sox. It's 2-1 now. The leadoff hitter and Justice Johnson. You didn't leave that pen over here, did you? Justice on the ground, over the short, and that's out number 1. Up next for the Blue Sox will be Alika Valverde. Valverde, the extra hitter in this ball game. And he'll take strike 1, 0-1. For the Jacks defensively, it's Trey Johnson out in left, Jose Rodriguez in center, and Dylan Garcia out in right. Defense left to right is Frank Estrada, he's over at third base. Aaron Raposa, he's at short for the Lumberjacks. Tyler Barsness, he's over at second base. Logan Warden patrolling first, and Elijah Wyatt behind the dish. Gavin Thunstrom, the arm, taking the bump for the Lumberjacks. As Valverde lines it up the middle base hit. Birdie had a solid day yesterday in the quarterfinals in the Blue Sox upset victory. Blue Sox, who came in as the 7 seed, faced the 2 seed Bombers yesterday. And not only did they beat them, they essentially blew them out of the water in an 11-6 victory, which they controlled from start to finish, especially headlined by a 7-run 5th inning. While Birdie in that contest 0 for 1, but did reach base 3 times, scored 3 runs, reached twice on walks and once on a hit by pitch. He did also strike out. Arredondo, who looking to have a bit of a makeup day yesterday, went 1 for 3 with a pair of RBIs, but also had a double play and reached on an error and would later come around to score back in the first inning. He's already behind 0-2, and it's the Blue Sox team who we've mentioned is upset-minded already, taking out the 2 seed in the tournament in the Bombers, and now the 1 seed who thought they might be feeling safe playing the 7 seed. In a 1-game playoff, you never really know, so you can't take anybody lightly. (0-2) to Arredondo, the pitch, and he grounds another one up the middle. Back-to-back base knocks on singles right up the middle. Hit it where they aren't. The Blue Sox got something cooking. So 2 on and only 1 out here. Now showing bunt and pulling away at the last second. It's Isaac Emamora, and the runners are on the move, trying to catch the defense napping, and does his Valverde with a stolen base. Third baseman was creeped in on the bunt and started walking back towards his position, and by the time he realized that the runner was on the move, it was far too late in a stolen base. That's the type of play you need to make in the postseason if you want to make a run. As that one's on the ground, fielded by the shortstop, bobbled, still got the out at second, and get the out at first. A twin killing on Imamura. Nice feed from Raposa after initially struggling with it. He goes 6 from him, 4 to Barsness, and Warden to complete the 6-4-3 double play. Blue Sox had a rally, but couldn't do anything with it, and now it's the Lumberjacks, who have been the best team in the league all year long, demoralizing end to the top half of the first inning for the Blue Sox, who are upset-minded against the Lumberjacks team who's only lost one game all year. That one loss came to the team the Blue Sox defeated yesterday, and that was the Bombers. I want a ground ball off the middle. Tough play past the diving glove of Michael Salser, and that'll be a base hit to lead things off for the Lumberjacks. So Raposo reaches on the infield knock, or a ground ball in the infield that got past the glove of Salser, and now with nobody on and one out, that ball is cranked into left field, and that's going to be a base hit. Back-to-back base hits. That's Jose Rodriguez. So like the Blue Sox, the Lumberjacks have 2 on in this first inning. The only difference is instead of 1 out, there's no outs, and double play won't end the inning, but it'll certainly hurt. So right fielder Dylan Garcia now grabbing his bat, and it's his turn. Takes a breaking ball on the inside, call for a ball. A wild ball game yesterday between the Blue Sox and the Bombers, where 2 players from the Bombers ended up getting ejected. And it's the same umpiring crew from yesterday as we have today, with Wyatt behind home plate and Andrew on the bases. That one is shot over the head in between the 3 and 4 hole. That's going to be a base hit. Rounding third, heading for plate is Raposa. The throw will beat him. The tag beats him, and he's out of there. What a throw out in right field by Drew Ashamine. And he guns down the first run of the inning. Still 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out for the Lumberjacks, but a huge first out nevertheless. Single and then a 9-3 putout. Right on the money from Ashamine. A great throw right there. First 3 have reached, and this one is popped in the air. Left field looking up, and that baby will go! Logan Warren, a postseason home run, his first of the postseason. And it's a 3-0 Jacks lead here in the first. 400 feet right on the button and 95 off the bat, our Luke Dreyer, this track man, tells us. And that one was off the bat, a no-doubt shot. One of the farthest we've seen to straightaway left field this season. The Jacks doing what they've done all year long and is get an early lead. Now showing bunt after the home run is Troy Johnson. Blue Sox had a home run of their own yesterday, and that came off the bat of Ryden Sasaki, who had a grand slam that really broke things open in yesterday's game. But a 3-run shot on the other end, as that one is dumped over the head of Michael Salser, and the hit parade continues. That's 5 straight reaching base, all via way of a base hit. Runner on the move. Throw is low. The tag. Still got him anyway on a 1-hop. An absolute rocket. Behind the dish by Skylar Stock. And both outs here for the Lumberjacks have come on the base paths. So this could be a game where could have been over before it started. And yes, it's already a nice sizable lead for the Jacks. It could be a lot more in it. They had not run into outs. Could be a game where you cruise into the championship. It's at 1-1 here to Troy Johnson. So Logan Warden, a College of the Desert product, homering for his head coach and Sam DiMatteo, who's also the skipper over at College of the Desert, as that one is popped in the air. And that'll be the first recorded out, not on the base paths, for the Blue Sox. A 3-run first from the Lumberjacks, all on one swing from Logan Warden. The Blue Sox have some work to do when we get back. Michael Salser getting ready to lead things off in the top half of the second inning. And first pitch he swings at is popped up in the infield. Tough play, and making the catch sliding to the ground for out number 1 is Frank Estrada. Didn't make it look easy, but that was a quick dropping, shallow fly ball that went about 15 feet. Estrada called off his catcher, made the catch, and will now readjust with his uniform being just a tad bit dirtier. That really shows that you're giving all your effort on the field is when you have a dirty uniform. Showing bunt, and now pulling back is Ryan Sasaki. Just like how Salser didn't have any, or I'm sorry, just like how Warden didn't have any home runs in the regular season for the Lumberjacks side, got his first home run in the postseason, Logan Warden did. And Ryan Sasaki did the same thing yesterday. Did not have a single home run throughout the 18-game regular season that he played. Sasaki actually only playing 13 games, a product of St. Mary's University. Didn't record a single home run in the regular season, but when it matters, it counted, and he didn't have more than 4 RBIs in a game this season as well, and on one swing, clips his home run and RBI total. It was arguably the clutchest swing of the season for the Blue Sox, and he goes down on 4 pitches here. It's been a pitching staff for the Lumberjacks, and Thunstrom especially, who has been pretty dominant this year. It's been a tough cookie to crack. So if you're the Blue Sox, you felt your chance might have been in that first inning where you had a couple base runners squandered away on a double play. They got a great pitching performance yesterday, the Blue Sox, from their starter in Kip Watanabe. Watanabe went the full 6-inning game yesterday. complete game for him. One of 2 complete games we saw in the playoffs yesterday. The other coming in the game following on the turf field. Now it's from Ashton Blair, who went 7 innings of 1-hit baseball, gave up a hit in the first inning to the second batter of the game, and then did not allow another hit since. That one was a absolute blowout with the North Stars taking it 22-1 over the Grizzlies. Now they're facing the Chill on the turf field, as we'll get updates from that game as we get them, with the winner of that one getting the fortune of playing the winner of this one. Ball and 2 strikes here to Damian Quintana. Two strikes, 2 outs. The 1-2 offering is hit the opposite way, and that'll find gap. A base hit for Damian Quintana. He'll pump the brakes at first and will settle for a single, but a 2-out base knock looking to extend the inning and upsets Grayson Hasbrock. Quintana hit 9th yesterday and went 0 for 2, but did have a walk and a stolen base. So with 2 outs, definitely a candidate to go and try and get himself in the scoring position is Quintana. Hasbrock 1 for 2 yesterday, a walk and a base hit. Had a base hit in his first at-bat that also came in the second inning yesterday. And looking for similar second inning success here today. It's a bit of a tongue twister. Don't say that 5 times fast. No balls and a strike. Hasbrock with a pink batting glove swings and misses at a slider well out of the zone, and it's 0-2. Single game elimination here in the PSEL playoffs, so no margin for error. 1 loss, 1 bad day, and that could change a whole season, as that one's popped in the air. Right field for out number 3. So another 0 on the board for Gavin Thunstrom and the Lumberjacks after a Logan Warden home run last half inning for the Lumberjacks. They're hoping for more offense from the bottom of the order. We'll see if we can get it from the 7, 8, 9 parts. Estrada, Wyatt, and Villanueva coming up. Welcome back here. Bottom half of the second inning. 7, 8, 9 here. Estrada, Wyatt, and Villanueva getting things going with the leadoff hitter of the inning. Estrada swinging at the first pitch is a pop fly center field. Johnson went a couple steps back to start and had to hustle his way in, but made the catch for out number 1. So both leadoff hitters in the top and second half of the second inning, or top and bottom half of the second inning, I should say, have swung at the first pitch, and it's ended in a flyout of some sort. Big day in the sports world here today, as we have the PSEL playoffs here in the morning. Team USA plays tonight. Got a good MLB slate as well in action today. Some big personal news for me. One of my former high school teammates, Owen Murphy, just got the call up to the major league level. He will be pitching for the Atlanta Braves tonight. So congratulations to Owen on making your Major League debut. And it's been an incredible honor for me to be able to watch your career from essentially growing up playing Little League against each other to all the way to now. So a big congratulations to Owen. 2-0 to Elijah Wyatt, and he cuts and misses at that one. It's 2-1. Wyatt, the backstop for this Jacks team, who hits the ball extremely hard as he does right there. Rounding first, thought about second for a brief moment, but didn't get far enough from the left fielder in Hasbrook, and he'll stay put at first. A one-out single from Elijah Wyatt, and already the 6th hit in the ball game that we've seen so far from the Lumberjacks. One out here as Villanueva will be getting his hacks here. At one on the air, right side, going to be a tough play and out of play. So now 1-1. So Oztel Villanueva. Recent 2026 graduate out of Brawley High School, so about a month ago. A little bit more than that, he completed his high school degree, so congratulations to him. He's still searching for a place to call home for his next collegiate season, as now we'll have a pinch runner come on for Elijah Wyatt. Have the courtesy runner come on for the catcher, as we typically see. We'll typically see it happen right away, and Wyatt not have to stand around on the base paths for a few pitches. One, two. That one well outside. So now we'll make it 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And 1 out. That one popped in the air again towards the right side. This one may stay in play. Diving, and will not make the catch right at the bullpen. There's a right fielder, Nashman, who already made a nice play in right field already with that tremendous throw to gun down what would have been the first run of the ball game. That first run ended up coming across just one batter later, and 2-1s also followed up on that swing, which was a 3-run home run by Logan Warden. Part of a stretch of 5 straight base hits to start the ball game for the Lumberjacks. Maeda looking to just settle in on the mound here. From 1-2 to 3-2. Payoff pitch now about to be delivered, and it's a big one at that for Maeda and the Blue Sox, who are in need of keeping the damage right where it's at. The payoff pitch. Bit of an excuse me swing. The third baseman had a tough play. It hit his glove, so that's going to be a fair ball. Everybody's safe, and a good heads-up base running play by Wyatt's pinch runner to go from first to third, seeing that no one was covering the third base bag. One seems as if it'll be ruled a hit. One took a weird hop and would have rather to see the third baseman and Amamura just let that one go, but tried making the play for the out, and instead, no out recorded. Ball and no strikes here. And the issue really for Maeda has been able to get ahead in counts, as soon as he's fallen behind, it's put Jackson hitters counts, and that's set him up to really tee off on him, as now it's 2-0. So Maeda, despite struggling to find the strike zone so far today, Hasn't walked anybody as of yet, but he's behind in the count 2-0. That one off-speed pitch that clips the outside portion of the plate. A nice idea on the back door to get it to 2-1. Make that 3-1. A similar pitch trying to find the back door. Couldn't get the swing and couldn't get the call either. Runner on the move. Runner now going to head for home. It's a design play. The throw to home is well over the head of the catcher, so that's going to play across another run. It's 4-0 Jacks with Villanueva trotting his way into third. Stolen base for Villanueva, and then throwing error there. It'll be the first unearned run of the ball game. So I believe, correction here, that one won't count as a stolen base, as that one was ball 4 anyways. Instead of the bases being loaded, the run scores there, and still, once again, Ducks on the pond with 1 out. Essentially, everyone just trading places a little bit. That one, a rocket in the air, left center field, but that one being camped under just shy of the warning track, and Johnson will make the catch for out number 2. Or correction, Hasbrock makes the catch for out number 2. But a run will tag up and score in that situation. The sac fly makes it 5-0 Lumberjacks. Runner staying put at first base as well, so the only runner making any sort of movement was runner from third to home. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 5 runs on 6 hits for the Lumberjacks, and as opposed on the other side, it's nothing yet on 3 hits for the Blue Sox. That one, another pop fly into the outfield, but this one's shallow. Johnson ranging under it and will make the catch for out number 3. More damage done by the Lumberjacks, the number 1 seed, showing why they've been the best team from wire to wire this season. And unlike UCLA, they're hoping for And we're back here for the top half of the 3rd inning. Blue Sox and Lumberjacks in a battle to try and reach the PSCL championship game. It's been about 30 minutes since we've gotten an update over at the turf field, but the last update we've gotten is top 2 with no score between the Chill and the North Stars. And as it stands right now, the winner of that one would face the Lumberjacks. I mentioned this Lumberjacks team has just been so dominant this season. And I'm sure for them, it does linger a little bit that they do have that one loss in the stat category. And, you know, every team, the ambition is to win every single game. And while you're so close to that undefeated regular season, that one's on the ground through the glove of Barsness, and that'll go as an error. But sometimes for teams, when you have the confidence and you have, you know, the ability to go into each and every game to know that you're probably going to win, it gives you a lot of confidence. But sometimes for teams, it can give you a little bit too much confidence, and you almost sleepwalk into a game, and that can turn into trouble. But this Lumberjacks team, who has had some troubles in the past, being that number 1 seed and taking that run into the postseason, are looking for a different result this season. Jack still far and away the most dominant team in league history, winning 6 of the 11 championships across the PSCL. Now our 12th season of action. Nine teams this year across the PSCL, and 8 of them qualified for the postseason, and now we're down to 4. Swing and a miss. Into the glove, and strike 3 for Skylar Stock. So after the leadoff error that set Hasbrook first base, Stock tried getting him up and over and could not do so. Well, correct myself again, as that was Stock, and it's Justice Johnson, the top of the card, back at the plate. So, bit of a lineup discrepancy from the original lineup I got, but nevertheless, we move. Sometimes how things go here in the PSCL, the last-minute changes in the lineup, trying to get the guys who have a feel or have been playing good baseball in the lineup. Well, as maybe you just feel confident about a guy that day. Blue Sox, one of their advantages is they have 3 guys who can play the catcher's position. All 3 of them have played pretty well, not only as defensive catchers, but with their bats as well, in Ashimine, Stock, and Sasaki. And especially for Ashimine, that is a true Swiss Army knife. He plays all 9 positions on the field. He can catch, he can play the outfield, he can play the infield, he can pitch if you really want him to. An incredible, valuable asset to have is someone who can play every single position. And we've seen it in the major leagues a couple of times where guys have had that incredible vulnerability. The 2-0 offering is outside and 3-0. But sometimes when they play in a game that isn't as meaningful, the manager would like to have some fun and have him play all 9 positions, playing 1 position each inning. Haven't seen that yet from Ashimine across the PSCL, but he's a guy who, if you ask him to, he'd definitely say, yes, coach, I can. 3-0. As Johnson pops this one shallow infield, Morgan drops the ball. That's why you got to run it out of the box. Johnson didn't. He still might be thrown out at first, and he is. When you're chasing runs like that, the last thing you want is to make a self-inflicted error that can cost your team base runners. And while there was an error on the sense of the Jacks, they won't be charged with it because the catcher and Wyatt was able to retrieve that ball almost instantly as soon as it fell out of the pitcher's hand. And Johnson still standing in the box, disappointed by his lackluster swing, didn't run it out. Turned it into an out either way. And we saw this yesterday, too, where it almost came back to bite the North Stars. Josh Payton reached on an E5. He hit a routine pop fly into the infield, and he didn't run it out initially. He slammed his bat down and just kind of walked towards first base. And then he started to see that the shortstop couldn't find the baseball, and started to jog it out, and he ended up making it towards first base, and that came with 2 outs. And what would have been the 3rd out of the inning turned to an E5. He reached a run scored that at the time tied the ball game at 1s. But what followed for him and his team was 22 unanswered runs, sparked by a 7-run inning, all on unearned runs. So the importance of running it out of the box has been proven prevalent already. For the Blue Sox, they might be hoping for a couple extra outs. So after all that, it was just ruled a 1-3 for Johnson, and now it's 1-2 to illegal ball birdie. Let's see, fouls this one off. Ball birdie, one of 3 North Stars with a hit in this ball game. He was the first of 3 to get a hit. Came with 1 out in the first. Also had a stolen base, and he stole third base back in that first. He's having a great at-bat here, fouling off a bunch of pitches. When a hitter's in a battle like this, you feel like he's really on a pitcher, especially in Thunstrom, who's facing for the 2nd time, and got a nice knock off him the first time. Defense shifted a little bit more up the middle, though, knowing ball birdie has the tendency of hitting it towards that spot, so nice gap in between the 5 and 6 hole if he can send it there. So we'll take upstairs 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with runner on second base, as our colleague Ethan Oliveros would like to say. Deuces are running wild. And the pitch went on the ground, and the Deuces will stay wild. Two once more. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and they'll tag him on the drop third. And that'll do it. 3 innings, a shutout ball from Gavin Thunstrom. He's wiggled himself in and out of damage. His offense, who's gotten him a couple of runs in each of the first few innings, is hoping for a few more here and really looking to break this one open. Already 5-0, and searching for more are the Lumberjacks in search of it. Don't go anywhere. Logan Warden at the plate, and if you missed the first inning, you missed a big fly, one of the biggest hits of the season for Warden and the Jacks, a 3-run homer that gave him the lead, and now he hits one the opposite way out to right field. This one carrying and will make the catch as Ashamine just shy of the warning track. But Warden thought he had probably extra bases right there. It didn't look like it was going to leave the ballpark, but seemed for a moment it had a chance of being 2, maybe 3 bases. But Warden hitting the ball on the screws today. Want to know here. And it's now 2-0 to Tyler Barsness, who was the 5th of 5 hitters to record a hit in a row back in the first inning. He was the concluder of the hit party. That one into the gap and will fall and be a double for Tyler Barsness, who's now 2 for 2 on the ball game. Just trying to look up some stats on him, and before I get the chance to, he hits a rocket over everybody's head into the wall. Barsness definitely been one of the more complete hitters across the PSCL this season. 349 average and a 440 on base percentage. Not too many extra base hits for him, as out of his 15 hits this season, only 4 of them were for extra bases. Dead ball on the first pitch, as that one was fouled back. And back to second base, Barsness will go after trying to steal for third. Been runs in each of the first 2 innings so far for the Lumberjacks, and in search of number 3 as this one's hit out into shallow center field. Johnson will call for it and make the catch. That's out number 2. Barsness thought about tagging for a moment, but decides against it and wisely doing so. So an F9, F8, and if the pattern of trends is correct, we'll see an F7 to end this inning. And the fly ball has accounted for every single out that hasn't been recorded on the bases. No ground outs and no strikeouts for Maeda. That one's on the line and through everybody. Gets past Ashamine. The run will score with ease and Barsness, and it will all the way to the wall. This could be a Little League homer. Rounding third, he's going to head to the plate. Estrada, the throw to the plate is not in time. We'll see if there's an error on that, but as of now, a Little League inside the park home run for Frank Estrada. Things have really broken open here. 7-0, the Lumberjacks in front. And if that does indeed stand as no error on the field, that will be the first inside the park home run we've seen all season long. I'm not seeing any error being put onto the scoreboard yet, so that's leading me to believe that it wasn't inside the Parker, but I stand corrected as there it is now. Now the question is, how many bases will he be given for that error, and how many... The discussion is it's just going to be a single and an error after it got past the glove of Ashamine, as that one's down the line and foul. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and now the base is clear after the Little League homer from Estrada. And Elijah Wyatt will now reach base. That's ball 4, excuse me. So, still 2 away, and back-to-back have reached for the Lumberjacks. Villanueva, a base hit, later came around to score. On the ground and off the glove of Imamura. Runner heading for third. And he will get in there. So now, time is out on the field. Getting over to second base. As that one appears to be ruled a hit, as that one was hit on the screws. Second and third now, 2 away. And that's going to be another base hit. 1 run coming in. The second will stay at third. So with Wyatt's pinch runner coming around to score, it is now 8-0 Lumberjacks here in the third inning. The bottom of the order doing damage for this Lumberjacks team. And we've talked about it with the Power, how it's been a streak of 3 straight games for the Power where every single guy in the lineup has reached. And that's such an incredibly rare feat to have. And now it's the Lumberjacks that are 1 hitter shy of doing the exact same thing. The only guy to not reach base or record a hit in this ballgame so far for the Lumberjacks is a 6-hole hitter in Troy Johnson. That one grounded to the shortstop, and he'll win the race to second base for out number 3. Nice play by Damian Quintana to finish off the inning, but another crooked number up on the board for the Lumberjacks. It's been all Lumberjacks from the first pitch, 8-0. And the Blue Sox in need of a miracle, and they're hoping to start it up when we get back here on the PSEL YouTube channel. back here for the top half of the 4th inning. Here in beautiful Palm Springs at Palm Springs Stadium. Spot for the championship on the line. There's 2 spots in the championship being competed for right now. And the other game where the championship or the teams are competing for a spot at the championship is right across from us in right field. That's at the turf field. And that one has been a really good ball game so far. And quick moving ball game as well. Already the bottom half of the 4th inning, and we just got our first run of that ball game. There was a Jackson Logsdon solo home run, with now the North Stars leading over the Chill 1-0. So a pair of upsets throughout this tournament already. And that one, fly ball out into left field, and that one will be the first out of the inning. So part of the issue for this Blue Sox team is leadoff hitters only reached in 1 inning, and that came on an error. Looking for their first hit since the 2nd inning. And a lot of contact and a lot of hard contact by the Lumberjacks. Can't really say the same for the Blue Sox. Lundstrom's just been doing a good job of finding different ways to get outs. It's been the ground ball, it's been the strikeout, it's been the fly ball. All 3 facets have been working. It's been the exact opposite on the opposite side. Every single out so far that's been recorded has either been on the base pass by the Lumberjacks or it's been a fly ball. That one is another fly ball, but that one will loop over the second baseman's head in Barsness, and appears to be Kingston Coast, the pinch hitter, the hit right there. Coast, who will now be taken over for Imamura. Up steps Michael Salser for the 2nd time today. He flew out, and that's been all for him today, as now he hits one on the ground. The shortstop fields over to second. Barsness' throw in time for an inning-ending twin killing. The second one that's been forced by the Lumberjacks today, and that has been a huge reason why there's still a big donut on the board for the Blue Sox. Lumberjacks have an 8-0 lead, and they're looking to keep it right where it's at when we get back here on the PSEL YouTube channel. I need water. will go. Leadoff home run to start this 4th inning by the Lumberjacks. There's a pitch that didn't think it had a chance and just kept carrying over and in a hurry. Lumberjacks lead 9-0. One, an absolute rocket over 100 off the bat, and another one that went over 400 feet. I thought that one was just going to be a line drive that was going to hit off the wall, but it had enough distance. It's Jose Rodriguez showing off the display of power. It's been a power show, no pun intended, here in the Power Summer Collegiate League. Now that one is, it's got in the air right field, and that'll be the first out of the inning. That was a 1-0 coming. To Nico DeSimone, who is grabbing a bat and coming into pinch hit here. Who he's hitting for, I really have no idea, because these teams keep hitting out of order at this point, but facing the lefty and is already behind 3-0, and that is a 3-0 green light, and swung right through it. Aiden Avila is the arm on the mound for the Blue Sox, and they are trusting him in a big spot here. He hasn't seen too many innings, only 2 2/3 innings. But he was tasked with trying to keep the damage right where it's at, and gave up a leadoff homer, but gets a weak ground ball to go foul. Payoff pitch once more, an extended hold from Avila. Breaking ball misses upstairs, ball 4. Looks like we're going to get another pinch hitter here. Or, correction, that was Barstas who got pinch hit for in the 5 spot, and now it's Troy Johnson coming to hit. That's on the ground. Coast Fields, the throw to second, and Salser over to first in time. And how about that? A twin killing for the Blue Sox. They finally limit a couple of runners, but for the 4th straight inning, the Lumberjacks do get at least a run. And it's been all Lumberjacks so far. Blue Sox hoping that double play can spark some momentum in the dugout. 9-0 we head, bottom 4. Blue Sox in need of a massive comeback. They're hoping the bottom part of the order can do it. As the fourth inning that ended for both sides with a double play. The twin killing has ended 2 innings for the Blue Sox, both the 6-4-3 double play that had been turned from Raposa to Barnes to Warden. And on the other end for the Blue Sox, their lone double play was double play from Coast to Salser over to the first baseman, Arredondo. Designated hitter, this is Raiden Sasaki. Tim Quintana. And then Hasbrock. Sasaki takes on the inside, called for strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes with Gavin Thunstrom out for his 5th inning of work, and he gets a foul ball right there to stay alive. Now an extended hold from Thunstrom, and will deliver the 1-2 on the outside, 2-2. I think one of the biggest things that is a difference maker in this ball game is hasn't been a single walk. That one is chopped on the ground, foul. Has been a single walk for the Blue Sox bats in this ball game. Now on the other side, it's only been 3 walks for the Lumberjacks, but it's been a hitting clinic for them. And what's really been most impressive so far for the Lumberjacks offense is that they haven't struck out once in this ballgame. Not a single strikeout has been recorded. It's all been pop flies. The first ground ball they hit all day was a double play. It's all been fly balls for them, really. So they're getting good launch angle on the ball. They're seeing it really well. Even all their outs have kind of felt like hard hit contact. And it really does seem like a question of who's going to stop this team. Because the way it looks right now, if you ask them who's got it better than us, they're going to say nobody. As there's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. First out of the inning. As Sasaki goes down on strikes for the second time today after his grand slam yesterday. Fortunes haven't been as favorable for him here today. Only 2 hits for the Blue Sox since the second inning, and this is one of those 2 hits. And Damian Quintana got that hit back in the second inning. So a 1-for-1 day for him. Top half of the 5th here, 9-0. Lumberjacks still in front here for those who've missed it. It's 9 runs on 11 hits and 1 error for the Lumberjacks, and no runs, 4 hits, and an error for the Blue Sox. One just missed off the inside. Thunstrom trying to figure out where he missed. He was told he missed inside. He nods his head, understands, and knows where to readjust his spot here on 3-0 in danger of walking his first batter all day. 3-0. Called for a strike, so first walk will still have to wait one more pitch potentially. For Quintana, that wasn't a hitter's pitch on 3-0, so 100% the right call to take. And if you get a hitter's pitch on 3-1 here, you might have to take a rip at it. Does not, and he got a pitch from the inside portion of the plate, so great job of sequencing from Thunstrom to go on the complete outer half of the outer quarter to go as far in on the inner corner as you can with it getting a strike. And now it really seems like both the inner and outer half are open. As well as the breaking ball, which Thunstrom's controlled all day, and if he feels like he can control it on 3-2, should go with it here. Instead goes fastball, gets a ground ball down the line. Fair ball. Second hit of the ball game for Quintana, and he's going to try and turn it into extra bases. The first extra base hit of the ball game for the Blue Sox. So 1 out, 1 on. A 9-0 game. Now, 1 out here and 1 on, standing at that second base bag as the Blue Sox look to cut into this deficit and make it a ball game here. Pickoff move, and not even a throw will be made as no one was covering the second base bag. Thunstrom not really used to working with guys on base, and definitely uncharted waters for him, facing someone with a runner in scoring position. But Thunstrom looking to wiggle himself out of yet another jam as he gets a fly ball, a diving effort, and it'll get down. Thought for a second the right fielder in Garcia might have had a play on it, but ball squirted past him. Good backup by the center fielder in Rodriguez. With that ball hanging in the air for a while, the Blue Sox didn't know if it was going to be caught or not, so having to stay at second base or stay at third base, it was Quintana only able to move up 90 feet. Back-to-back two-baggers. And 2 in scoring position with only 1 away here. Blue Sox team looking to cut into this 9-0 deficit. As that one is to our right and foul. That'll be a souvenir. An update over on the turf field for those who are curious. It is still 2-0 ball game. The North Stars out in front. One once again in the top of the 6th. So, running out of outs are the Chill. And their offense that's been so potent this season, the issue for them has really been their pitching. Now all of a sudden it's been polar opposites for them today, and they're going to need some sort of comeback here with their bats looking like they're about to come to the plate. So we'll update you as we get those updates from our very own Stephen Buxton, who's over there at the turf field, keeping track of the other playoff game. Big shout out to Stephen Buxton for getting these cameras that you're seeing here on our broadcast set up, as that's another fly ball. This one on the foul warning track, and we'll go foul. But yeah, Buxton worked his tail off in some really hot weather during the afternoon tirelessly to make sure we had the not only home plate handheld that you've been seeing all season long, but now the cameras behind center field, first, and third base, and I will say they are looking absolutely tremendous. So big kudos and thank you goes to Stephen Buxton and John Polmar for all their help and their assistance in that production. And there's strike 3. Second out of the inning as Ashman goes down on strikes. Yeah, John and Steve, they're making us look real good here with our camera production, as well as producer to my left, Vince Hesbrick. So 2 on, 2 out here, and in danger of stranding more runners in scoring position are the Blue Sox. Be the second and third runners they've left stranded in scoring position, and the 5th and 6th base runners overall they would have left on the base paths. 5th and 6th, I should say, not 5 and 6th. 2-0 now, as Skyler Stock, the catcher in this game, went down on strikes in his first go-around and is looking for a better outcome here. That one on the ground. Fielded by the third baseman in Estrada. His throw in plenty of time. Stockton running out of the box. He thought that one hit off his body and there was going to be a foul ball. Instead, that's the end of the inning. Blue Sox leave 2 stranded in scoring position with only 1 out. And the Jacks, who have controlled this entire ball game, looking to preserve this shutout and looking to maybe tack onto this lead even further. 9-0, bottom 5. Bottom of the 5th here, and it's the Blue Sox looking for their first 0 of the ball game. Thank you for tuning in wherever you are for our PSCL semifinal, and this one being a little bit of a blowout. At some point, I may want to try and see if I can call the game that's going on the turf field. Obviously, I can't see the action over there, but it seems like in this incredible ball game, with the Chill just tying it up in the top of the 6th, a 2-run home run. So home runs, which have been such a rarity this season, all of a sudden here in the postseason, the ball's been flying out of the ballpark at both stadiums. We've seen 2 home runs here today, 2 home runs in the other game, and that one, chopper on the infield, as that'll be a 5-foot hit for Frank Estrada. Not the hardest hit ball of his life, but he'll take the hit any way he can get it. So Blue Sox now going to be looking for another double play here out of Avila, who's now in his 2nd inning of work. Avila only had 2 2/3 innings pitched all season long heading into today. He's coming on into a spot in the postseason where he's trying to somehow keep his team. Well, 9 runs isn't exactly in the ball game. Hoping to put up 0s or limited damage and hope his offense can break through what they've struggled with all day. But nevertheless, for the Blue Sox, a season that has not gone their way. Ended up getting the 7th seed here in the PSEL playoffs. And everyone had written them off yesterday, facing against a Bombers team who many thought could be a Cinderella story. And people thought this could be the team that, if anyone knocks off the Jacks, it's the Bombers. So that one is popped in the air, but out of play. The Bombers did beat the Jacks early in the year. They split the season series. But whether it's the Bombers too focused on the next day or something else, it was Bombers not coming to play yesterday, and the Blue Sox did. The Blue Sox, who finished the regular season with a 7-12 record, or 6-12 record, excuse me. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's out number 1. Down goes Elijah Wyatt. But even if the Blue Sox aren't able to get it done, a season of futility will be forgotten with the semifinal appearance, and thank you to Chris Fowler for that. Instead of, a season of futility, I much rather a century of futility and national championship being won by the Indiana Hoosiers. Another double play, potentially a 6, a 4, a 3, 4-6-3. Look at the leather being flashed by the Blue Sox, and Michael Salser, the spearhead of that double play, the second double play, the end of inning, in as many innings for the Blue Sox, and they'll hope another double play can get the offense going. 9-0, we head top 6. And we have a new pitcher out for the Lumberjacks, Jake Williams, taking the ball here. And for Gavin Thunstrom, wow, what a performance for him. And he's hoping this performance is more than enough to solidify his team's chances of playing in a championship game. And used 2 ground ball double plays, and despite that, still had 5 strikeouts in 5 innings. But what might be the most impressive part of his day, not a single walk. So they turn the page over to Jake Williams, and they hope he can get 6 quick outs and send the boys to the championship game. Who they play remains to be determined. The Chill and the North Stars still not up at 2s on the other field. The North Stars at the plate looking to get the lead back and hoping to send themselves into the championship game. And I think I speak for all the other broadcasters and just everyone else involved when I say, as much as we don't have a bias, for the sake of not having 2 teams with blue uniforms in the championship game, the result here at the Stadium Field with the Jacks up 9-0 isn't the worst thing in the world. Because when you get those Blue Sox North Stars matchups and both teams in their blue and white jersey combinations, it's really tough to decipher between the two. And while the uniform discrepancy in baseball isn't as big as it would be in any other sport, it was still be a cause for mass confusion, as now a 3-1 is ball 4. Leadoff walk. So after Gavin Thunstrom didn't walk a single batter in 5 innings, the first batter that Jake Williams faces will be a walk. And a quick walk at that. Justice Johnson on first. Alika ball birdie. Taken inside ball 1. Ball birdie. Base hit and a fly out in this ball game. 1 for 2. Runner on the move, that's Johnson. The throw down from Wyatt. Takes a bounce and won't be in time. Johnson has his first stolen base of the ball game. Onson was caught stealing yesterday in his lone stolen base attempt, so his first stolen base of the postseason. He's 50% in his attempts at trying to swipe second here in the playoffs. Now 3-0. Big struggle with the command for Jake Williams right now, and after the leadoff walk, pitched 7 straight balls, and some ballparks around the country would be chanting ball 8 right now. But fires in a strike. Well, Birdie, Arredondo, and Coast are the 3 next due up for the Blue Sox, and they're hoping that they can get pretty much the entire lineup up and around here, give themselves a shot here. As that's ball 4. Back-to-back walks for the Jacks, and the shutout is now imminently in danger, with this being the biggest threat on the day for the Blue Sox. We're still searching for that first run here, down 9-0. 9 runs, 12 hits, 1 error for the Blue Sox, and on the other side, nothing in terms of runs, 6 hits and 1 error for the Blue Sox. Meeting on the mound is adjourned, and opportunity for the heart of this lineup here to spark a jolt into this Blue Sox team. Eventually revive the offense and give some newfound life to a team that's been silent the first 5 innings. Thought about pickoff move on Johnson and wisely decided against it. Still waiting for the first pitch of the AB to Arredondo. And now here it comes. It's 1-0. Williams really struggling with command of the zone right now and not seeing any action in the Jacks pen as of yet, but I'm seeing some stir-ups in their dugout, which is leading me to believe that we will see some action momentarily. As there's a base hit, Johnson slips around third, and here comes the play to the plate. They might get him. He goes around the tag, and he's out anyways. Thought he might have swum around the tag, but because he slipped around third base, that was just enough for the throw to get there in time. And got to admit here, in a situation where you're chasing runs, running yourself into an out when you only have 6 to play with is so detrimental. But if you're Williams, after giving up the base hit and not being able to find much success on the mound, being able to get an out where your defense can just back you up and alleviate the stress off you a little bit is huge, because that's an earned run that comes off the board. And now all of a sudden, if Williams gets himself a ground ball, he's out of the inning. The 0-1. Instead, he gets a fly ball deep into left center field, ranging back on it, and that's over the head of Troy Johnston. 1 run coming in, the second one quickly following. And what could have been a bases clearing 3-run double is instead only 2 runs with 1 out. The Blue Sox, who are on the comeback trail, still a big what if Johnson doesn't get gunned down on the base paths, but a 2 RBI 2-bagger for Kingston Coast. 9-2. Michael Salser 0 for 2 on the day with a ground ball double play and a fly out to the third baseman. Salser 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs this postseason. Also has a walk mix in there. Be a nice time for RBI number 3 of the postseason for Salser, and more importantly, more than anything, just trying to extend this rally as Johnson thinks about the pickoff move again, but no dice. Ball strike 1 out with 1 on. Ones are rampant. Now 2-1 to Salser. Pitch on the inside, and that will be too far inside for ball 3. Sasaki on deck, who had the grand slam yesterday, but is 0 for 2 with 2 punch-outs in the ball game here today. Sasaki, all 4 of his RBIs yesterday came on the grand slam, as that one's on the ground. Going to be a tough play for Raposa. The throw, not in time, but it was on the money. Great effort there by Aaron Raposa to at least try and make a play. But just like the first inning for the Jacks, 5 straight have reached for the Blue Sox. Fortunately, one of those getting thrown out on the base paths. But don't count them out yet. The Blue Sox down but not out, and now that'll force Sam DiMatteo, the manager of the Lumberjacks, to head out of the dugout, and the bullpen warming up. We'll see if that's going to be the day for Jake Williams. Hasn't had his best stuff today, but I think it's more of a reassurance pep talk and letting him know that the leash is short. Going to try and let you complete the inning, but if you can't get the next few batters here, then that'll be all. I think also just trying to talk strategy defensively as well with all the infield inside this meeting. And everyone's being a part of it. The home plate umpire, Wyatt, is joining the fun. think he's trying to get Coach Sam DiMatteo to finally wrap it up, as he does. You've always got to wonder sometimes what's being said in those meetings. We've sometimes heard incredible stories of what's being said during mound visits, with maybe my all-time favorite being during the MLB. I forgot which pitcher it was. It might have been Zach Greinke, who wanted a mound meeting between him and his catcher, and rather going over the signs or what they want to see from that hitter, he just wanted to propose a fantasy football trade. And honestly, if I was a pitcher on the mound, I'd probably do the same thing. Saki hits this one back towards his dugout at foul, 1-1. Because usually those mound meetings, you're just trying to settle the nerves, calm down a little bit. I feel like nothing could calm you down quite like trying to propose a fantasy football trade that's been on your mind for a couple of hours. The 1-1. As that one is drilled in the air by Sasaki down the line. That'll get down for a base hit. Sasaki's postseason of terror continues. That'll be just a long single. It was corralled in quickly and thrown in by Garcia, but yet another run on the board, 9-3. The Blue Sox still trailing, but with ducks on the pond. This is exactly who you want up if you're the Blue Sox and Damian Quintana. Pair of hits in this one. It's 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Love another extra base hit here. Instead, he just pops this one down the line. And fair! That one will fall. A blue base hit for Damian Quintana. When you're hot, you're hot. His third hit of the ball game. And that one, as unconventional as they come, 9-4. I got to wonder, potentially, why the first baseman and Warden wasn't going out after that ball. That one was he was the closest one to it. The second baseman was the only one trying to make an effort on it, and by the time he looked up and realized that he was going to try and run it down, ball was too far away from Barsness, and that'll do it for Jake Williams' day on the mound. Only one out recorded, and a lot of base runners. Blinked and you missed it. Blue Sox have almost cut the lead in half, and they are still in danger of tacking on quite a few more. 9-4 as we head for more PSEL action following this pitcher's change when we get back. welcome you back here to a ball game that is flipped on its head just when you thought the Jacks were going to coast to a W with a 9-run lead. 4 runs here on the board for the Blue Sox, and it has forced a new arm into the ball game to try and salvage an inning and salvage the game, really, for the Lumberjacks. It's kind of hard to say the inning can be salvaged. They're already giving up 4 runs. I believe that's Oztel Villanueva who is getting the ball here. Had 10 innings pitched this past season. That one, bit of an swing to the shortstop. His only play is at first. Everyone moves up 90, but a huge first out or huge second out, and it makes that first out of the inning look ever more critical. It's 6-3 right there, but you got to imagine Johnson not getting thrown out there. That could have probably scored a run and still been second and third with only 1 out. Still a base hit from Ashermine, bats him around and keeps it within striking distance. That one up the middle. That's going to get through for Ashermine, base hit. 1 run's in. The second one's going to follow, but the plate of the plate is cut off and no one covering first. So Ashermine, who took a big lead around first, gets to stay there. Oh me, oh my. From the death, down and not out. And it's the Blue Sox on an incredible 6 unanswered run scoring streak. All 6 runs coming in this inning. So now we're going to see what was supposed to be Skylar Stock's spot in the order. Now pop up into left center field. This one's trouble. This one has a chance. That one's off the base of the wall. Getting the windmill around third. And the throw was low, and the throw will not be in time. Blue Sox catch a break. It looked like the throw was initially going to beat him, but the shortstop in Raposa couldn't corral the ball in, and that allows yet another run to score. A 7 spot for the Blue Sox. Their fans have life. Their dugout has life. And it's a Lumberjacks team, for a lack of better word, just seems stunned right now. Top of the card back up, Justice Johnson, who really wants to make up for making the first out of the inning at home. He slipped around the third base bag and instead of deciding to hold up, still getting the windmill and decided to think he could beat it anyways, and the throw did get him. Johnson reached on a walk. And that was what started this this 6th inning. The first base runner came across on a walk, and we talk about how the leadoff walk is usually a start of poor things to come. And while I don't think anyone predicted it would diffuse an avalanche such as this, it's been an unbelievable rally to stay in the ball game here from the Blue Sox, as that one's on the inside. Jacks thought they had strike 3, but slider on the front foot doesn't get the call. Ball birdie, and Arredondo will look to hit for the second time in this inning if it comes down to it. For now, they're hoping Johnson can find himself aboard and be the tying run on base. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the runner on second base. And that ball is hit into center field. Ranging bonnet is Rodriguez, and that's over his head. A ground rule double. That'll plate across the run in Ashamine. Oh my goodness. 8 runs here from the Blue Sox, and they only trail by 1. And the tying run is in scoring position. The improbable, what seemed impossible, a comeback for the ages by the Blue Sox here in this second semifinal. And one swing could hopefully tie it up for them, as that's the first pitch take by Alberti for a strike. Alberti, he walked back in the 6th, or should I say his first plate appearance in the 6th, came around to score. Also had a single in the 1st, and he also stole a base. Alberti behind 0-2. Takes a heater on the edge of the zone. Hope you didn't go anywhere, folks, because if you missed this, you missed a lot. 0-2. Ball birdie. This one could be trouble. It's dropping fast. It will drop. Tying run coming across to score in Johnson. 9-run comeback all in this frame. And the Blue Sox, whose season looked like it was just about to be over, has stormed all the way back from the death. Unbelievable. A deficit that seemed insurmountable. And the largest comeback in the PSCL this season is hoping to be completed. They've tied it, but that's not enough for this Blue Sox team. And their fans, their parents, anyone who's watching at home, stunned in disbelief, but jubilation on that entire first base side here at Palm Springs Stadium. I am stunned. Gavin Thunstrom got the hook after 5 innings, and he seemed like he had enough pitches and was well on pace to complete the ball game. I think the Lumberjacks potentially wanted to limit his pitch count and preserve him in a just-in-case role for tomorrow. And instead, you take the starter who'd been dealing all game long out of the game, and the bullpen completely unravels here. And now it's 3-0 to Sam Arredondo. First baseman is 2 for 3 in the ball game. And a third hit would likely have to go to the gap to score a ball birdie, although he does possess some blazing speed. 3-0. Taken inside and wisely taken. That's still going to be a strike nevertheless, but it's a pitch that I feel like Arredondo wasn't going to likely do damage on. It's a streak of 7 straight reaching for the Blue Sox. Had a runner thrown out in between, but 7 straight batters reached. As now this one's in the air left field. Looks like he may have gotten under it. Ranging at the track and making the catch for out number 3 is Troy Johnson. Folks, I hope you did not go anywhere, but you may want to go grab your popcorn, grab a snack, and get comfortable on that couch or wherever you're watching, because you're going to get a heck of a ball game in store here. 9 runs in the top half of the 6th, and the comeback that seems so insurmountable for the Blue Sox has been achieved. This one tied, and the Jacks looking to somehow return the favor when we return here to Palm Springs Stadium here on the PSCL YouTube channel. The semifinal between the Blue Sox and the Lumberjacks will be right back right after this. Folks, I don't even know where to begin with this ball game, other than pure chaos. As bunt being shown to, the bottom half of the 6th inning. Giovanni Pena is the pinch hitter, who's been, at points this season, the RBI leader for the Lumberjacks, and they're hoping he can be a leadoff guy here instead. Get himself on, get himself around. Avila, entering his 3rd inning of work, was able to get the first clean inning for the Blue Sox all day long. It's an unconventional 1-2-3 after a double play, a 2nd straight inning that he got to end on a double play. I believe he's hitting for Raposa in this spot here. Called strike 3 on the outer half. Alex Avila is dealing in a game that's really flipped on its head. It was all Lumberjacks the first 5 innings, and now the Blue Sox have stolen the momentum in the blink of an eye. It's Frank Estrada now. He pops this one in the air foul. That one. Another one that's on a rocket but fouled. Heading towards our umpiring crew of the last game. Umpires, sometimes they take enough beating as it is behind the dish. The last thing we need is for any of them to take a stray foul ball to the body and take more damage to the body than it's already been given from the amount of foul balls they've had to take off the chest protector and off the legs and other fun parts. It's definitely one of the things I don't miss out about umpiring Little League is getting hit by foul balls and that such. As that one's into the gap, that'll be a hustle double perchance, and it will be. Frank Estrada the double. And the go-ahead run is in scoring position for the Lumberjacks. Or a correction there. There's Jose Rodriguez, number 26. So after the Pena strikeout to lead off the inning, big one-out double there from Rodriguez to get his 2nd hit of the day. Has an RBI in this ballgame and a 2-for-2 effort. As now Jimmy Johnson will come to the mound and he'll take the ball from Avila. Avila, the lefty who did his job of keeping his team in the game, and his offense helped him out, but nonetheless, he'll be on pace for a no decision. So we'll meet the new arm for the Blue Sox when we get back here. This arm coming into an extremely high leverage situation, trying to keep the tie right where it is and hopefully get his offense right back to the dish with the bat staying hot. But first, we'll see what he does after this pitching change when we return here on the PSEL YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere. Dramatics are full in effect. book is closed on Avila. Alex Avila, who did his job, went 2 1/3, and he had only pitched 2 2/3 innings all season long in the regular season, and nearly eclipsed his regular season total in this one playoff game, and really sent a spark to his dugout as the offense got going once he came into the game. So the new arm is Declan Rivero, formerly of the Bootleggers, and because the Bootlegger season got ended, the North Stars got a chance to take a player from the Bootleggers, and this is who they took in Rivero, and he comes into a vital spot here, trying to keep the lead right where it's at. If the North Stars are able to close this out, they give a big thank you to Avila and the guy on the bump, who's trying to clean up the mess that Avila made after the one-out double. And the pinch hitter here for the Lumberjacks is Ben Wade. Wade, who has struggled at points this season, but a season of futility can soon be forgotten with the base hit right here to give his team the lead. But the same can be said for Blue Sox team, who went 7-12 in the regular season and are looking to complete a Cinderella run. But Wade lines one into center field. That's a base hit. Getting the stop sign at third and not testing the cannon of an arm from Johnson out in center field, and a wise decision at that. But Ben Wade, a huge base hit, and now it's ducks on the pond with only one out. Logan Warden coming to the dish. And Warden had a home run back in the first inning, a 3-run shot that looked like it was really going to break this one open and was going to be the start of an avalanche of runs for the Jacks. It was. They scored 9, but then have been silent since and had no idea the Blue Sox were going to explode like this. And what really impressed me about Avila, who came in relief for the Blue Sox, is he gave up a home run as well in his first plate appearance. That came to Dylan Garcia, who got pinch hit for Ben Wade. He gave up the first home run in his first plate appearance, and then after that he just shoved. But Warden takes another deep charge in the one. This should be enough to at least give him the lead right back, and it will. Runner tagging from third to home, and the do-or-die throw is unsuccessful. Warden just missed his second home run of the day, but instead, it's going to be a sac fly RBI, and the Jacks take the lead once more. We're going to see if maybe the runner went too early. I think they're going to try and appeal it. But Warden has his 4th RBI of the ballgame as of now. And 4th RBI of the ballgame will stand. And, I mean, no reason not to. It's a 1-run ball game. There's no reason to not try and get the appeal. But big run comes across here nonetheless for the Jacks. But only a 1-run lead after the offensive onslaught in the last half inning by the Blue Sox. I mean, realistically, you'd like to have 9 runs of run support after what happened last inning. But as many runs of run support as you possibly can have is what the Lumberjacks are desperately looking for right now. So now, their bullpen remains to stay loose, the Lumberjacks. It is indeed official. The North Stars are moving on. They take a 4-0 or 4-2 W. And they will get the privilege of facing off against whoever wins this ballgame, and now I believe that may have been an intentional walk. Nevertheless, ball 4 here. So first and second now, 2 away. Troy Johnson, the only starter here for the Lumberjacks who is yet to get a base hit here today, is the only one to not reach either. Had a double play in his last at-bat in the 4th inning. He takes strike 1 on the outer half. Blue Sox, you need to keep this damage at 1 and give yourselves a chance to tie or take the lead in the 7th with a semblance of momentum in a game that's been a slugfest. I feel like just one run in the run differential shouldn't win it. And while, yes, it's been an extremely inconsistent day for the Blue Sox offense, getting nothing in the first 5 innings and exploding for 9 runs on 10 hits in the 6th. But when you're hot, you're hot. And they're looking to send those hot bats right back up to the plate. And what they're hoping is only a 1-run game. A ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here with 2 on. Declan Rivera looking to limit the damage at just 1. The run that came across in this inning won't be charged to him. Instead, it'll be charged to Alex Avila, who gave up a 1-out double. But anything from here on out, it'll be the responsibility of Rivera. And now the 1-2 is swung on and missed for strike number 3. Frustration mounting for the Jacks. They get 1 there. They take the lead in the ultimate deciding 7th inning. But a Blue Sox offense that has been on fire, looking to have something to say about it. Don't go anywhere, because we have a ball game to decide and a trip to the championship game to decide. We will decide who earns the privilege to play in that championship game against the North Stars when we get back here to Palm Springs Stadium in a 10-9 ball game. And it's the North Stars. Oh, I'm sorry. The North Stars are awaiting the winner of this ball game. The Blue Sox trailing by 1 in this decisive 7th inning. And the closer for the Jacks has come into the ball game. Blue Sox chasing 1 with Coase at the plate, followed by Stalser and Sasaki. Coase, 2 RBI base hit his last at bat. Close to 227 average coming into the season, but has played exceptionally well since taking over in the postseason. It's now 1-2. Lumberjacks looking to avoid a colossal collapse. And they're turning to Bo Carr, the closer, to avoid it, and that's going to be a base hit. Kingston Coast, a leadoff base hit, and the tying run is aboard here in the last inning here, the 7th. You cannot ask much more from a playoff game than this. We've seen some good playoff action so far, but this might be our best treat. This one in the air right field, and it's over the head! It's over the head of Garcia. Rounding second, he's looking for third is Coase. He might be dead in the headlights. He gets under the tag, it's there! Coase somehow beats the throw. And the Blue Sox have the go-ahead run on, the tying run 90 feet away. And the hitting clinic that started just last inning with 9 runs, has carried over. I don't think anyone here can believe what they are seeing. The Blue Sox, who had just 5 outs left to work with, were chasing 9 runs. And now here in the last inning, a chance to tie it and the go-ahead run on base for the first time all day. What an unbelievable sequence of events here, and Sam DiMatteo just trying to calm down his closer and Carter. Hoping for a quick 3 outs. And just surviving till tomorrow. But now not only have they had to burn through 4 different arms have the Lumberjacks, but they've dug themselves quite the hole here with Sasaki showing bunt. Pulls away at the last second, 1-0. We've seen some postseason collapses here across the PSCL in its 12-year history. But for a team like the Jacks that has been so dominant over the course of the league's history, 7 championships in 11 years, this may be one of the biggest upsets if it pans out. Another bunt is squared away and will be pulled back. Runner steals second base. Both runners in scoring position after the Salser stolen base. Now I'm going to guess Sasaki's probably not going to try and lay down bunt anymore. Ahead in the count 2-0 and is a hitter's advantage count here. And Sasaki had a grand slam yesterday that broke things open for the Blue Sox and was really the decider and why they're in the semifinal game. Sasaki, 2 strikeouts, but an RBI single. Takes off the outside, 3-0. Infield all the way in, trying to prevent that tying run from scoring, but a big gap in the middle of the field if Sasaki can find that hole. Takes 3-0, the automatic take called for a strike on the outside corner, and a likely smart take from Sasaki, not wanting to hit into an out on 3-0. Tying run less than 90 feet away, the go-ahead run less than 180 feet away, both in scoring position. Sasaki looking to drive him in. He grounds one down the line, but foul. Hit that one hard, just little early on it was Sasaki. So after being early on the breaking ball, wonder if maybe it's a fastball count here on 3-2. Carr in need of a huge strikeout right here. Payoff pitch, and that's ball 4. It hits him. Would have been ball 4 anyway, so Sasaki takes first base nevertheless. Sacks packed with Sox. Nobody out. And folks, not to beat a dead horse here, but it was 9 runs that the Blue Sox trailed by. They only had 5 outs remaining. And in that time frame, they scored 9 in the 6th, and without recording it out here in the top half of the 7th. Looking to take the lead. The infield now backs up to double play dot across the middle. The corner's still in. Damian Quintana, 3 for 3 on the day. This is exactly who you want up to try and get your team the lead as he swings at the first pitch. Grounded over to third. He gets the out at home, and they'll not get the out at first. So getting the force out and cutting out the run. A tying run at that. Huge first out, but they remain loaded. Fielder's choice for Quintana. And his first time in while he'll reach base. And that bat will hurt the batting average for him. Quintana, who's had such a good day, was a little bit aggressive there, wanting to try and get a result as he has all day, and was unfortunately unable to do so. So it's up to Grayson Hasbrock. One of the few outs back in that 6th inning, and he's looking to make up for it. Also had a double back in the 5th. Was left stranded at third base. Hasbrock pops this one in the air. Out of play. A ball, a strike, 1 out. A ball game that is 10-9 in favor of the Jacks, and the Sacks packed with Sox. Sox looking for their first lead of the game after trailing by 9 runs in the 5th inning. And a breaking ball on the front foot. Fooled Hasbrock. Now it's 1-2. Goes without saying how critical a strikeout here would be. Essentially would eliminate any chance of a sac fly tying the game. Thought about swinging, didn't go. It's a wild pitch instead, and that is how the tying run will score. By any means, the Blue Sox finding a way. They found a way all day here in the later innings. And while they would have liked a base hit that maybe scores 2, a wild pitch to tie it, they'll take that for sure, and it'll alleviate any stress of having this hit having to be a base hit, but it is anyway a base hit. 1 run in, the second one being held up in a wise decision. But for the first time all day, the Blue Sox take the lead and they complete the comeback. Down 9, now have their first lead. Hasbrock takes them there. Unbelievable. A comeback that seemed impossible. A comeback that seemed insurmountable. A game that most people, they're likely turning off their TVs after 9-0 after 5. Especially after that 5th inning where 2nd and 3rd, 1 out for the Blue Sox and they left him stranded. You think it's all but over, but the Lumberjacks turn into their bullpen. And 11 runs with only 4 outs recorded, and the threat still imminent. The Blue Sox looking to complete what would arguably be, and I will take this argument with anyone, the greatest comeback and arguably the greatest game in PSCL postseason history. Runner on the move. They won't sacrifice the out for the run. Instead, let the runner in Hasbrock swipe second. How about that for Grayson Hasbrock? A moment he desperately needed this season. And now another wild pitch. That one went to the backstop, and fortunately for the Lumberjacks, no damage done as that one took a quick, friendly Lumberjacks hop back towards the catcher and Wyatt. Estrada, Wyatt, and Villanueva next for the Lumberjacks next inning. It's going to be a matter of how many runs they're going to have to claw back and come back from. Infield in here on the 3-0. And they're going to intentionally walk Ashamine on 3-0 to load the bases and will essentially close the door on Carr. Carr, who's had such a fantastic year all season long, gets hit around in the postseason. So after an only 1.23 ERA from Bo all season long, comes in for a 1-run save and is unable to slam the door. The blown save gives the Blue Sox their first lead of the day and will take an 11-10 lead into this pitching change with the bases loaded and them looking to tack on more. And what has been just an incredible game here at Palm Springs Stadium. Don't go anywhere. The decisive 7th inning and a lot more drama will be here for you in just a moment on the PSCL YouTube channel. All right, folks. Hopefully you have your popcorn. Use the bathroom if you needed to. Although at this point, if you have to use the bathroom, I would just hold it. So much action here in such little time. And I'm sorry if you've missed any of the action here, especially in the later innings. A 9-0 lead to start for the Lumberjacks. And they took that lead into the top half of the sixth, where the Blue Sox scored 9 unanswered to tie the ball game up. Lumberjacks responded with 1 in the bottom half of the sixth to take a 10-9 lead, and they turned to their closer in Bo Carter for the save. And Carter, coming into the outing, only a 1.23 ERA. That whip was even lower. So he was essentially unhittable all season long. And when it mattered most, his first postseason appearance, his first blown save, gives up 2 runs and 3 more base runners credited to his name. And another wild pitch for the Jacks. The second run to come across on a wild pitch. And the Blue Sox double their lead, 12-10. This is unbelievable. 12 of the last 13 runs scored here in the ballgame, all coming from the Blue Sox. And I can confirm the largest comeback in PSEL postseason history if the result holds. It's the Blue Sox team already looking to make history. They went 7-12 in the regular season. And it just goes to show how these one-game playoffs, anything can happen. Anything in the beautiful game of baseball is possible. Team that started as a 7 seed, as that one is dropped. All out of sorts are the Jacks. A collision between the catcher and Wyatt and the first baseman Warden. They look shaken up. They don't look too worse for the wear, other than they surrendered a free out, and typically when that happens, it turns into extra base runners. Just a miscommunication between the two. Now Ashman. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away here. I'm sorry, 1 away here, as the out wasn't recorded right there, as now it's the 2-2 offering taken upstairs. Top of the order due up for the Blue Sox. And the last thing this Jacks team would want is to load them up and give Justice Johnson his 3rd at-bat in 2 innings. And that's ball 4. Ashman works the walk. And as we said, the top of the card here. And after starting 0 for 2, Justice Johnson is reaching his last 2 plate appearances. Got thrown out at home after a walk in the 6th inning, and a lot of whispers from us here in the press box, as I feel like every Blue Sox fan as well, is can that come back to haunt us, as that comeback started to become more and more prevalent in that 9-run 6th inning. But now as they hold the lead, Johnson is hoping he can drive in a few here and all can be forgiven. Even a walk here to drive in 1. Tell you, this has definitely been the longest game of the PSEL this season in terms of time. We can't have an inning start past the 2-hour 15 mark, and The 7th inning, which started about 15 minutes ago at 11:10, about as late as you can start an inning. It's now been extended in a game time of 2.5 hours and counting. Johnson ahead 3-0. 18 hits for the Blue Sox, as that's ball 4. Another run comes in to score, this time on the free pass. And my goodness, how the mighty have fallen. The Lumberjacks only had one loss all season long and really haven't had to face any adversity like this. It's been for them, they take a big lead like this and they just coast to victory. And they thought they were going to do that here today, but not the case. (13-10), 18 hits, 14 for the Lumberjacks. An error apiece for each side. And it's been just a disaster on the mound for this Lumberjacks bullpen. Unable to find outs here. I believe that's Jose Rodriguez, who's now in the ballgame pitching, taking over from the center field position. Now a ball, 2 strikes. Kicked and dealt, and now 2-2. To a league ball birdie who comes up really looking to, I don't want to say break this game open, because I had said that when it became a 9-run lead for the Lumberjacks, and look what has happened so quickly. But to give some comfortable insurance, but a big swing and a miss right there from ball birdie. First out recorded in 8 batters. And now the Blue Sox looking for not a 2-out rally, but looking to tack on a couple more here with 2 outs. Rodriguez delivers, and that's ball 1. This game has been utterly chaotic. Indescribable how quickly this game has shifted on its head. Two balls and no strikes here. And finally a strike fired into Arredondo. We're down to a pair of singles in this game and a pair of flyouts to left field. So each one of his results, he's hit the ball out to left field in some way. Whether it's dropped for a hit or gone right to the glove has been the difference in his 4 at-bats. Now he's ahead 3-1, looking for his first walk of the day. This inning, 2 walks and a hit by pitch have been the free passes surrendered by the Jacks. Been a lot of hits as well for this Blue Sox team, as that's strike 2. Payoff pitch coming with the runners on the move. A ball put in play that drops for a hit can maybe score 3 runs with the speed of Justice Johnson. And payoff pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss for strike number 3. The inning
mercifully ended for the Lumberjacks. It could have been a lot worse as the Blue Sox left them loaded. However, comeback has been complete. After trailing by 9 runs in the 6th inning, the Blue Sox have officially stormed all the way back and now possess a lead of their own for the first time after a half inning. They lead, and they take a 3-run lead in the decisive bottom half of the 7th. Lumberjacks need 3 to tie, 4 to win, and we'll see if they can get that when we return here to an insane semifinal game here at Palm Springs Stadium. Don't go anywhere on the PSEL YouTube channel for this matchup between the Jacks and the Blue Sox. The spot in the championship will be decided right after this. Lot to determine in little time. 3 outs to work with and 3 runs to chase are the Jacks. Would be an unprecedented collapse. So leading by 9 runs. A deficit that seemed insurmountable. But is now, as it stands, the largest comeback in PSEL postseason history. But the Jacks won't go down without a fight. Estrada base knock to lead things off. Correction, that was actually Carlos Guzman getting pinch hit opportunity. Estrada had a Little League homer earlier in the ball game. He gets subbed out on a 2-for-3 day. Trying to find a spark from any other bats in the lineup are the Jacks, and now it's Elijah Wyatt. 2-for-3 in the game. Wyatt, a walk, came around to score, and also a base hit where he came around to score in his first 2 at-bats. He struck out last time. Yo 1 to Wyatt. Upstairs 1-1. Ball on the strike. 1 on here. And a walk for Galvez would be so devastating here. Or for Rivero, would be so devastating. You don't want to give the tying run a chance to come to the plate. And now it's 3-1. You got to feel the nerves on both sides are really starting to settle in, but especially for the Blue Sox. Lumberjacks have gotten at least a run in every inning but 1, but haven't gotten more than 3. Scoring more than 3 here would win it. 3-1 is on the ground. Foul ball. Inches shy of being a ginormous double for Elijah Wyatt. And who knows how far that one could have carried him. He could have scored a run. But instead, sets up an incredibly dramatic payoff pitch. The Jacks in need of base runners, trailing by 3. Rivera holds, now deals the pitch, and that one's well outside for ball 4. Leadoff single, then a walk. And this ball game that has just been all over the place. Folks, you have been treated to a tremendous ball game here. And regardless of where your allegiances lie, it's been a game that most of these fans here won't forget. It would be incredibly demoralizing for both sides to lose this game. For the Jacks, you blow a 9-run lead, and for the Blue Sox, after coming back from down 9 runs and taking a 3-run lead in the 9th, if you can't close it out, it'll be that much more heartbreaking. As now bunt is being shown, and bunt pulled away, and a wild pitch. Tying run at the plate, and 2 big runs standing in scoring position. I gotta admit, I don't know how I feel about the idea of the bunt with you being the tying run. Maybe more or less just trying to bunt for a hit. But now the corners come in. And we'll see if the middle infield does as well. It does not, despite it not being a double play possibility. So ball up the middle will score a run. That one fouled straight back. 1-1. Declan Rivera is looking to slam the door here, but action getting loose in the Blue Sox bullpen as well. And that one plunks him. Tying run has reached base. And all of a sudden, one swing, it would have to be a powerful swing, but one swing could maybe end this ball game. Sacks packed with Jacks with nobody out. And what a ball game this has been, as now meeting on the mound is for us, and hitters meeting as well. Declan Rivera, who only pitched in 4 games this season, ERA a tad under 8. Funny enough for him, walks hadn't been the issue. It's just more or less that he'd gotten hit around, and his 4 appearances this year had not allowed a single walk, or correction. Couldn't find the walk category. He had 2 walks in his last start and 2 walks in his first one, but only won his other 2 previous appearances, but still not a drastically important issue for him, but so back to the top of the lineup here. So allowing the top 3 hitters in the lineup to reach base if you're the Blue Sox could be a recipe for disaster, as it's Giovanni Pena. He steps up. The big opportunity here. Pena, 3rd on the team in RBIs. Only trailing Jose Rodriguez and Troy Johnson, who has 25. Johnson has nearly double the amount of RBIs as the next closest Lumberjack. 2-0 is just fouled away. Pena on the season. There's a nice average into this ballgame, a 352. Has 2 home runs this season as well, so. Correction, the Lumberjacks as a team, only 2 home runs. That came into today, though, where they matched their season total in home runs in 1 game. Hit 2 today, and I guess if you want to count the Little League home run, could be 3. Two. Upstairs, 3-2. Two RBIs for Pena in a 1-for-4 effort
yesterday in the quarterfinal against the Coyotes in an 11-3 victory. Big opportunity for him to do some damage here. The 3-2 is upstairs, ball 4. Second walk of the inning and the third free pass that's been given up. And typically those free passes, they don't end well. A single, a walk, a hit by pitch, and now another walk. And in steps Jose Rodriguez, who is 2 for 2 on the day. The sac fly RBI, a double and a run scored. Now it's this Lumberjacks side that is feeling all the momentum. A ball in the gap could win it. Still nobody out with the bases loaded here for the Lumberjacks. That one popped in the air, but shallow and will stay in the infield. Calling for it and making the catch for out number 1 is Arredondo. And that one is a huge first out. A double play now could end the ball game. No balls, no strikes. The first pitch now to Ben Wade. Came in and pitch hit last inning and got a base hit. Big one at that. And now that one above his head. 1-1. That one upstairs again, 2-1. So a lot of misses here for Rivero have all come on the upper portion of the plate, and he's got to try and bring it down and find a way to get these last 2 ever critical outs. That one called a strike to Ben Wade. One was close pitch. And in need of a strikeout here is Rivero. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And does it get any more dramatic than this? Go ahead run on first. Tying run at second. A base hit will likely tie it. But 1 out away from falling to defeat is the 1 seed and only 1 loss on the year, the Lumberjacks. Went 22-1 this season and are on the brink of having their season ended by a team that only won 7 games. The 7-12 Blue Sox, the story of the PSEL tournament so far, and looking to take the Cinderella run into the championship. 1-0 to Warden, who's already had a 3-run homer today. And in his last at-bat had a sac fly RBI. But when I tell you he just missed a home run, he missed it by a matter of inches. So Warden, who's been seeing the ball really well today, is the guy you want up in this situation, and for the Jacks are hoping can tie it up. That one on the ground. This should do it. The throw is going to go over to first. And it's in time. A season of futility has been forgotten. The Blue Sox onto the championship after a 9-run comeback. One of the most improbable, impossible stories you can see. Cinderella
keeps the slipper on another night. The largest comeback in PSCL postseason history. They were trailing by 9 runs with only 5 outs left. And from the brink of death, the Blue Sox will now be facing the North Stars in the championship game tomorrow in the Battle of the Blue Jerseys. So what a ball game we had here. No other words to describe it other than just pure chaos and wow. Heartbreak on the other side for the Jacks, who suffered only their second loss of the season, but it came at the worst time as their season's now over. Championship game tomorrow at 9 o'clock here at Palm Springs Stadium. Vince Hesbrook, he'll be on the call for it. I'll be on color with Vince, and we hope you can join us for that one. So for our entire crew, Vince Hesbrook, my producer today, Luke Schreier, my track man to my left, it's been a pleasure to bring you the biggest comeback in PSCL postseason history, with the final being Blue Sox 13 and Lumberjacks 11. Cinderella fights on for tomorrow, and we will see you there tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone.